One of the world's leading female paraglider pilots, Kinga Maasterloos, found fame in sharing her solo bivouac adventures deep in some of the world's most remote regions, from the Himalayas to the Andes. She's also the only woman to have twice qualified for the Red Bull X Alps, the world's most extreme endurance race, where athletes hike and fly over 1,000 kilometers through treacherous mountain terrain. With incredible achievements like these and an appetite for the unknown, what could be the next challenge for Kinga?
Hello!
Hello, welcome.
Lovely to meet you. Well, cool to meet you. I feel like you're
Lovely to see you.
How are you doing?
Excited.
Was there a lot of cloud when you came into England?
A little bit. That's okay.
It's fine, we're going out of it
Yeah,
now.
we're going to travel and we're going to find some sunshine and fly.
So we've invited Kinga to the UK to come and meet some of our new upcoming female pilots for a week-long adventure, and we're going to start in South East Wales and hopefully find some decent flying.
So at the end of the week, we're going to finish with the X-Lakes, which is a hike and fly competition, like the X-Alps, where Kinga and dozens of other competitors are going to tag mountain tops in the Lake District.
What site are we at?
We're at Hay Bluff, I think, aren't we? Yeah. So we're going to go flying at Hay Bluff. Let's give it a go. You're going up.
Oh, it's really nice. Maybe you would like a little bit more sun, but it's windy enough that we should be able to soar. Look at that, it's stunning. One of the things I love the most in flying and generally in life is doing things for the first time. It always means an adventure and learning, so I'm pretty stoked to be here. It's my very first flight in UK. Very excited about it.
Paragliding, and in particular hike and fly, is the ultimate freedom of moving through the mountains. Either just fly off it to the bottom, or we can also fly dozens or sometimes even hundreds of kilometers using only this power of sun and wind. So that's like having a magic carpet in your backpack. It's a very, very special feeling to be able to move through the mountains like a bird.
Yeah, that was fun. New place, new friends.
So yeah, I drove down from Brighton last night and I was at a talk with Kinga. Yeah, we were hearing all about her epic journey through paragliding and trips, and yeah, it was awesome. So I've always been sort of attracted to these kind of sports. I did kite surfing for the last kind of 10 years or so, and I think I was struggling to push myself onto the next levels. Kiting is very physical. Paragliding actually came along at a perfect time where I think I was a bit in denial that I wasn't really enjoying kiting as much. Yeah, it's just so addictive. I love it. I'm so glad to have discovered this sport. It's really cool.
I don't know exactly what the plan is for today other than getting some height and looking at the sky. It doesn't really look very promising at the moment, but yeah, we'll see. We had a bit of a hike up. That's also a good kind of exercise or practice for X-Lakes.
Now you have to wait. I'll take a picture of you.
The place we're here at the moment, 100 House, I've never flown here before, but it really looks like a gorgeous place to be. So I learned nearly 4 years ago. I kind of didn't do any sports. I learned how to ride a bike when I was 30. I still can't swim. So it's kind of jumping from nothing into this for me. So I think I'm kind of overcompensating.
Second day, second flight.
I was aware of Kinga because I watched X-Alps. I also follow her on Instagram as most people do, so she's like very inspirational in the sense of going out and doing her own thing. She's kind of on another level, I guess. Whenever I get an opportunity, I'm probably out on the hill all the time, even if it's just a little thought about after work. So yeah, loving it.
That was awesome. Great day.
That's amazing. First day, first flight, today another flight. I will advertise UK as the most reliable paragliding destination.
I'll take that one every day.
So we've just got back from our flight. We've just been invited by local pilot Anna to go and stay with hers, and she's got us some food in, so we're going to have a nice evening, chill, have a chat.
I got a little message from the lovely chairman of South East Wales and ended up with everyone bundling down to mine, and we had a lovely night. Shamrock was a little bit bemused. Basically just shrugged his shoulders because he's used to random strangers in the house. So today is Wednesday and everyone here is flying on the Pandy Ridge in Wales. I'd always had an inkling that I wanted to fly, and I was an avid, obsessed skydiver, and then saw some people paragliding. So I've been flying for 10 years, but I'm in a bit of a trough, I would say. So it was really nice to be inspired again. Yeah, followed Kinga for ages. So yeah, super nice to see her and hear all of her stories.
Easy. What can go wrong?
It's not one of those sports where it matters really. You don't need strength, you don't need endurance. Those things help, but really it's a little bit more, just a bit of skill and a bit of experience, understanding how to launch your wing into the air, a few steps forward and you're in the air. I'd encourage any women to come and have a go at paragliding and see how they enjoy it.
We've spent 3 days in Wales, and today we arrived to the Lake District, and this is more my type of flying and my type of natural environment, more mountains. The weather has been treating me very kindly. I've been flying every single day, and actually every day it's getting better and better.
So we've just arrived at Grasmere in Cumbria for the Lakes Charity Classic, which is a mix of many different competitions for different levels, and just a great chance for pilots to meet and have a great time. A little bit cheesy. Yeah, I started learning paragliding a couple of years ago. So there was 3 main instructors, and one of them was a woman, which was really nice. The men have been really welcoming and helpful, and I don't feel like it's been an issue, but it's been nice to be here and be surrounded by other women and other young women. The bigger the variety of people, I think the nicer it is. Initially, it appealed to me about paragliding. It was just that feeling of being in the air, of flying, of soaring. And then once you start to do it more, and you can just enjoy the view and see all the different places. One of the best things about paragliding as well is just the community. There's very few situations where I would just pull up a chair with a stranger and just start talking and have a great time. But everyone's so open, and you have that one thing in common.
Well, I've been immersed in the outdoors for the past 20 years, and I just fancied doing something a little bit different. There's a few of us, girls. I'd say there's obviously a gap, and I don't really know why that is. I guess Kate inspired me because she's got a full-time job, lives in London, has got a family, and yet she's so passionate about it. And yeah, she was probably my role model.
paragliding just sort of came at the right moment to be the next step on the cycle and the next thing to be a little bit obsessed by. I think anyone could be good at paragliding. I think literally anyone can be good at paragliding. You just have to want to understand how it all works, and once you've got that desire to understand how it works, then you can do it.
I've been following the hike and fly scene and all the new events, and in particular UK has been pretty active in this matter.
So we just had the briefing for the X-Rates, which kicks off in the morning. Made sure everyone was 100% on the task, the forecast and the safety. Some of the pilots are here just for the fun and for the adventure, where others like Kinley, Bud and Rosie Island, they're here to compete. So basically I would go as far as I can that way.
Which way? West.
West, yeah.
Go west.
And then so you can bag all these here.
I think there's no problem in what we've got 14 hours. What about coming along here and getting here to Lawswater?
I didn't usually follow X-Alps, but when I knew Kingo's, and I was like, oh my God, look at this girl just smashing it. Like, for me, it's more the mental strength of that woman. Like, that inspires me. I was like, I want to be that. And it gives such a great message that paragliding for a woman can be done to this extent.
It's like herding cats, isn't it? Herding cats.
Any tips, Westies?
Never wet your ass in a hedgehog. On that one. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
I've been to a lot of wild and beautiful places and had a lot of remote and unforgettable adventures. All my important adventures, important to me, actually happened solo in the mountains. There's something very special in being in the mountains alone. There's really a level of connection and responsibility for your decisions and focus and being fine-tuned toward your inner voice. That's really hard to compare to anything else.
We knew that the first day was going to be challenging. It was going to be really windy. A big rain shower came in and it was cold. That meant the first day was really just a hike. So having Kinga here was such a motivator and really inspirational. I've never met a female hike and fly pilot who's doing this on a world stage, really. It's just incredible to see how someone ticks and what they do to prepare themselves for the event. I try hard and I put a bit of effort in for training, but sometimes it's busy and it's hard to balance everything. So I would aspire to be an athlete, but maybe I don't feel like I'm quite there.
Yeah, it was definitely the first time I've done a competition of this kind of type, where it's over 2 days in a very beautiful but quite unforgiving terrain. Hello.
Did you have a nice flight?
I had a very nice flight. I had heard gossip that I think Bud is doing best, and he's currently in the lead with like 160 points or so. And I know Rosie is doing well, and she took a completely different route from the vast majority of the participants. So yeah, also rooting for her.
It's really important for me to have people who have a similar outlook and a similar want for adventure. And events like this are brilliant because, you know, even if you don't know anyone, you join the coaching club, you have a beer and get together, and everyone's here for the same reason, and that's to go out and fly and learn and get better.
The usual narrative that we hear the most often is that sport itself is risky and women by nature don't like risk. So to change it or to encourage more women, we would need to shift the whole perception.
I think most people, their initial reaction is, oh, I would never do that, or that looks terrifying. So I think if you have that inkling of like, that looks cool, then you most likely will be the type of person that will love it. And if you don't love it, then you would just stop doing it.